Hey, what is up, guys, and welcome back to this episode of Mugscast.
Today we'll be discussing our top 5s of 2021.
Cheers. So specifically today, we're discussing 3 top 5 lists. It's our favorite shows, games, and movies of 2021.
Yes.
So just a couple rules ahead of time.
Oh, rules?
Yeah.
Rules.
I'm saying for them to know. It doesn't necessarily have to have come out in 2021.
That is very important for my list.
It is. Yeah, for mine too, kind of. Not so much, but it hasn't had to have come out in 2021 for it to be in the list. It could have just been something that we discovered, something that we got into, that we absolutely enjoyed. So that's just, I want to get that out of the way. So we're going to start out with movies.
Angry comments.
Yeah. Oh, well, that came out in like 2019. Or,
that came out in 1999. Yeah, no shit.
But anyway, so we're going to start with the movies. And
yeah.
How do you want to do this? You want to back and forth off each other, or do you want to each a list?
I don't know. Well, I don't know. What do you think is best?
Let's each start with our 5s, and then our 4s, and then our...
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, back and forth. Okay.
So...
And I have honorable mentions too. Should we do that first? I have honorable mentions. I don't know if you did that. I did
not. But it's okay. You can do honorable mentions.
So
I just didn't.
Real quick. Honorable mentions for movies. The Demon Slayer movie, Mugen Train, which did come out this year.
I will honorable mention that.
That was very early this year, but it did come out this year.
Yep.
And I didn't see it until way later, but that is definitely an honorable mention for me. Funny enough, two movies starring Andrew Garfield. No reason. Definitely didn't watch it because of anything recently. But they're both fucking amazing. One's called 99 Homes and one's called Boy A. And these are like a lot older movies. 99 Homes was 2014. I think Boy A is like 2009. It's like one of his first movies. But they're both fucking phenomenal. And then released at the very end of the year, I think on Christmas Eve, Don't Look Up. That's the movie with like Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence.
I want to watch it. It's on my list. Yeah, it's on my list.
Great fucking movie. And yeah, those are my honorable mentions that didn't quite make the top 5, but they're fucking great.
Okay, all right.
All right, go ahead with your number 5.
For my number 5, it's on Disney Plus, and it's funny because it came out. I think it came out like Christmas Eve or something. But it's a movie called Encanto, and it's dude, it's so good. The music,
I remember seeing the trailers for this.
It's funny because I remember I told Rich I was like I wanted to watch it, but I was so focused on Spider-Man that I completely left my mind, and we never went to watch it in theaters.
Yeah.
And then it just so happened to come out on Disney Plus, and I was like, oh, we're watching this.
I think it bombed in theaters because of Spider-Man.
Probably.
I
but
remember
it was
seeing a video
so
talking
good.
about like the worst like bombs of the year, and that was one of them. Which I saw the trailer. I remember both me and my friend Matt were in the theater. I think. Watching some movie, we saw the trailer for it, and we both were like, "That actually looks pretty good."
Dude,
like,
it was really good. The music was amazing. The story was good. Like it's all over my TikTok. I'm not even joking. Like, it's all over my feed. But I love it. I love the music. The story.
Who has seen it said it's really
dude.
Really
it's good. It's like a really good tale. It's got some it's got a very Spanish
Pixar,
culture.
Is it?
I think it's Pixar.
Yeah.
Either Pixar or just Disney's animation studio. But it is definitely a very Disney thing. But it's good. I definitely highly recommend it. I love it. And it's so funny because it's on the list. It's only my 5. But I just recently watched it. But
I mean, the timing doesn't have to matter. It's just how much you liked it. My number 5, I put A Quiet Place Part 2. I don't know if you watched it.
Dude, I watched it so bad.
I feel like half these movies now the other person isn't gonna have seen. But yeah, we saw that the early year. I think that was one of maybe the first movie I saw in theaters this year, and it was just such a good experience. Like because it was like when movies were like finally came back. Like that was like one of the first movies that came back into theaters and like everybody was able to go see.
Yeah.
And it's fucking great, man. I think it's better than the first one in a lot of ways. There's a lot of elements of it that actually remind me of The Last of Us and The Last of Us 2 like blended together in like a really great way. And weirdly enough, like John Krasinski is actually a really good director. Like props to him. He like wrote both of them as well. Like, he's really good.
I remember loving the first one. Rich and I want to watch the second one.
I think the second one is better by a decent amount. But it just they have different feels to them, but they're really good. So yeah, that's my number 5.
All right, nice. All right, so go ahead and you start with the number 4.
Oh, okay. My number 4 is The Suicide Squad, which you have seen.
I have.
That movie. Ooh.
I wanted to put it on my list. The only reason we'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
It's an honorable mention for me. I'll definitely say that. But I mean, I'm glad you put it on your list. Dude.
I put it on my list because I tried to keep it to movies that I had seen this year that I did really like. If I did, once I ran out of movies that I hadn't seen that came out this year, then I put them on there. But actually, my top 5 movies is all movies that came out this year. That was easier for me to do because I did see a lot of movies this year.
That's fine.
But yeah, the Suicide Squad, James Gunn, just fucking. If you haven't seen it, it's incredible. I think it's on HBO right now, like HBO Max, and it is so good. I don't even know what to say. Like, I don't want to talk about it.
It's really, really good. I don't. Yeah, I was just saying. It's got laughs. It's got twists. It's got everything. It's a nice. It's good, and James Gunn is just amazing.
And he's got the Peacemaker series coming out now, which is also just as fucking good.
Yeah, let's plug that in there real quick. We're gonna be reviewing that show. Actually, one of our next episodes will be the first 3 episodes of that show. So tune in for that for sure.
Yeah, he's just on a fucking insane streak. Ever since Guardians 1, he has just not stopped.
Yeah.
Like killing it, and his writing is like so unique. Like, I don't know anyone who writes dialogue really like he does, and like in jokes, it's like very specifically to him.
Yeah,
and I think that's cool. So, all right, what's your number 4?
So my number 4, surprisingly, and it's funny because I was very conflicted between this and 3 because I couldn't think of which one I liked more. But I put No Time to Die. As my 4th. Yeah, I put that as my 4th.
I have that on my list as well. So.
Yeah. So I put it as my 4th. It's so good. It was such
it's fantastic.
Great ending to
I guess I should just go ahead and say
Craig.
it now since we're going to talk about it. But it's my number 2.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So No Time to Die.
We'll skip your number 2 then.
Skip it then.
But yeah, no, it's phenomenal. It's a good ending. It's emotional. Dude, it's a perfect build up. There's a couple things that fall flat on it that they could have skipped because we talked about it when we reviewed it.
Yeah, well, I don't really remember what it was. All I remember now really is like good stuff, but
no, I mainly remember good stuff. But there was a couple things that we complained about specifically with the villain or certain things that happened, especially towards the end. We're kind of like, but it's so good,
so good. Carrie Fukunaga. It was just like he fucking nailed it. Like so many fantastic. Like the cinematography was fantastic.
Yeah, very much so.
I love the soundtrack. But like
a lot of people controversial ending. A lot of people hated it, but I thought it was. Good.
I loved it too. Yeah, I thought it was really good. Very like emotional in the good way, and I think it was like the perfect. Thank God that they brought it back and ended it for him. Like, and just said like no more Daniel Craig. We are going to give him a send off movie and not like be like, oh well, actually. Oh, he's too old for it now, or blah, 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 and now we can't quite give him a proper send. Like, because Spectre kind of was that, almost, sort of, the way it ended, but it wasn't the best movie. So I think this is a great way for him to go out. So,
yeah.
So I guess you should do your 3rd now.
Well,
right? Because because now it'll be you.
Well, no, because Well, you talked about your 2nd.
And you put your 5, and then
yeah. So okay, that's fine. So for my 3rd, I actually put Skyfall above No Time to Die.
Oh yeah, because you watched it this year. You had never seen it.
I did watch it. Yeah, I've never seen James Bond, and I'm glad we decided to do that. Actually, I really am. But I love Skyfall, dude. The action, the story, it was so good. And the pacing of that movie compared to No Time to Die, in my opinion, was much better. Not that No Time to Die was bad. There's just a couple moments where it was like, they could have skipped that or whatever. But Skyfall's pacing was like really well done. And like that's the one that solidified. Like Daniel Craig is my favorite. Like
gorgeous movie.
Dude, so good. Well. Yeah, and the shots in it, like when I think of James Bond and Daniel Craig's, the scene that sticks to me the most is that scene in the tower when he's going through the glass and he literally uses the glass's reflection.
When is this? What part of the movie is it?
It's the one where he's the sniper.
The sniper. I don't remember.
I'm trying to think. He's literally like all the walls are see through.
All the all the
walls are see through,
and like Japan or
and all the walls are see through. That always sticks to me. It's just how cool it was that they still managed to hide him in darkness in a reflection, like literally, like
even you as the viewer can't really tell.
Yeah, and you can't tell where he's at. It's so good. That scene is like, and it's tense. It's like you don't know what's gonna happen.
I think that I'm just gonna double check, but I think that if I can look it up really fast, if it'll actually show up. Roger Deakins. That's why it looks so good. That's Roger Deakins. Blade Runner 2049. Skyfall, he did 1917. He's anybody out there who knows like DPs is like it's Roger Deakins. Like he's the best.
But yeah, he's that movie. Dude, more scenes from that movie stick to me than No Time to Die. Is like way more. There's just a lot in that movie that's great.
Fantastic. So my number 3 is a movie called The Guilty, which was on Netflix. Also, you didn't want to watch it.
Yeah, it's on my list.
So it was on Netflix, and it's a movie starring literally, like, in terms of people that you see, just Jake Gyllenhaal. It's a movie about a guy who's a 911 operator, or he's like just signed on, or he's just started as a 911 operator for reasons that you find out in the movie. And he receives a call from this one woman, and it starts down this path of him, like she's in a situation, and it starts down this path for the whole movie of him trying to save this woman. And as he does, a lot of things start to happen and come out, and you learn more about him and why he's there and what's going on. And it's literally the entire movie is just in a room with him. It doesn't leave at all. All you hear is voices. They had other people, like other well-known actors, do the voices for the people that he talks to on the phone, but it is just him in a room on a headset, and it is fucking riveting. Like the whole time, it's nothing like it's just the camera on him, and I could not fucking look away from it. It was so good.
Those movies like that are really good though when they do a good job.
It's crazy how they did it, and they also did like something crazy where they filmed the whole thing in like 10 days, and during like COVID and all this shit, like they just like put him in a room for 10 days and just shot, and he just like would do sequences for like 30 straight minutes of just shooting him, just talking and doing this stuff, and they have the people actually call in and talk to him, and it's just so good. And what you find, I don't want to talk too much about it, but like the ending and everything was just like fantastic. So that's definitely my number 3.
And you know, Jake Gyllenhaal's an amazing actor.
Oh my god, don't even get me started. Okay, what's your number 2? I guess, right? No, it'd be my number 2, but I would talk about my number 2, which is No Time to Die, number 2. So go ahead.
So we did. So my number 2, Shang-Chi. Dude, I can't. The choreography in that movie is fucking phenomenal.
It's fantastic.
The story is so good. Like, this is a character that literally no one gave a single fuck about.
Yeah.
Not no one, but, you know, almost no one. And now people are like, oh, shit, she's like one of my favorite Marvel characters. But there's so many people that like the character. I've seen people do tattoos. I've seen people do all this shit.
So good.
Dude,
Simu Liu, who plays Shang-Chi. So fucking good. What a great...
Dude, he's great. Choice. Yeah. And like, oh man, that bus scene is great. The scene when they're coming down on the
scaffolding.
Dude, on the scaffolding.
Yep. Those are the 2 best ones.
Yeah, dude.
Me,
like
anyway.
that scaffolding scene is done so damn good that it's just But that movie is phenomenal.
Top tier. One of the best Marvel movies in recent memory. And so I guess now you do your number 1.
My number 1. I don't know what your number 1 is, but for me, it's No Way Home.
Yeah.
It's No Way Home. It's No Way Home.
Well, let's talk about it. It's
not
on my list at all.
So that's funny. I was gonna say you probably didn't like the Andrew Garfield representation in it, but you know.
We're just gonna. I mean, I guess we just talk about it at this point.
Yeah, but dude, I love that movie.
We'll just like. I mean, I guess it's been long enough. We'll just.
We can spoil it. That spoiler warning.
We don't want to spoil it, but we can talk about like that. That they're in it.
Most people already know that.
Yeah,
at least.
But
that movie's so good, man. It's a nice little like build up of everything, and I think what made it more special for me is the fact that we did go back and watch from literally.
I was very glad that we did that.
Me too.
I feel like a lot of people didn't, and it probably lessened the impact. Kind of like seeing Endgame.
Without
having seen
but me personally, I love the callbacks. I love the mentions. I love. Even though you didn't care for it as much, I love the whole thing with Andrew Garfield's like saving. Like I ate all that up.
I mean, Andrew Garfield stole the fucking show in that movie.
You're just biased.
He did. Everybody agrees. Everybody agrees with me.
He is great though. You did you hear that there?
Did you? I mean, who did you like better between him and Toby in that movie?
We already know how I feel about Toby, bro. Don't go there.
Oh well, okay.
That's fair.
But I mean, you know what I mean. Like, I still loved Toby. In
he was great in that movie.
In fact, I think his performance was like when we talked about it. You guys were kind of like, I thought Toby was weird. I saw it a second time. I think he was great. Like, I think he was like.
It's not that he was
really
weird.
Good.
The only scene that I said he was weird is when he comes through the portal and he's like, "Oh, I was coming through that portal behind me." That's literally the only line that I'm like, I don't like that. Yeah, that's a weird line
that they wrote.
I hate that line. Other than that, I thought his acting was better in this movie than it was in the other 3 Spider-Mans.
Well, I don't know. Spider-Man 2, maybe. I think it's about on par. No, I'm serious.
You mean Spider-Man 2?
Yeah. I think it's Spider-Man 2. Like, that was kind of like some of his best in terms of Peter Parker. But this was also kind of like on par with that. I think he did a really great job.
But yeah, no, Spider-Man No Way Home, dude. Like, I know when I watch it again, because I'm buying it, like, day one. Yeah. I know when I watch it again, it's going to be in a much more, like, reviewer fashion. I'm not going in there to eat all that shit up that they're giving me. So I'll probably end up disliking it more. But as of 2021, it was one of my favorite movies. Yeah. It was a nice build-up. I went with family. It was worth it, dude. It was just nice.
It was the first movie I'd seen with my dad in, like, 6 years.
Yeah, so. I was going to say, it's the whole experience. Like, that's
nice. The one thing I will say. Like, I've watched it twice, and I went and saw it, like, as soon as I could, like, a couple days after it came out. And that experience of seeing that in the theater, I think about it constantly. Like, I wish I could go back. And even though I didn't even like it that much, I was like, I wish I could go back and see it again in a theater with people, because that experience genuinely was fucking, like, I think I enjoyed. I think it was better than my theater experience in Endgame, which was also really good. But I think in Endgame, for some reason, I was more like, everybody was more just like so engrossed into the movie.
Yeah.
That there was moments where like they could have cheered and stuff like that, but they didn't. Like, obviously, like Mjolnir and all that stuff, but like, and this, when, you know, they come through the portals, it was just like the energy was. Yeah. I wish I could go back and see and just like see it at a theater with like a big crowd again. Because the second time I saw it, people didn't really react that much.
Yeah, of course.
I think it was probably a lot of people seeing it again, like I had. But then the second time I saw it, I liked it. It declined again for me because I noticed more. Yeah, I noticed more things. I'd say it's like. I think the first time we watched it, I gave it like an 8 or a 9 or something. I'd say it's like a 7 out of 10. Like, just in terms
that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried the next time I watch it.
In terms of experience, it's one of the best like experiences of a movie I've ever seen. But like when you actually break it down as a movie,
even us, when we started to break it down, it started to decline for me because certain things didn't make sense.
Lots of holes start to appear.
Yeah, there's a lot of holes.
There's some weird writing. And things that, like you said about the portal thing. Both times I watched that, especially the second time, I was like, "What the fuck is like? What's going on there?"
Line? Yeah, they could have done so much.
Yeah, it was just weird. It was just weird the way he's like, "Oh, now it's closed," and it's like, "Why are we? What?"
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe it was his delivery. Maybe the line would have been better. I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, so yeah, Spider-Man: No Way Home. Let's not dwell on it too long.
Yeah.
It is good though. I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
Like, that's
and your number one?
Sorry, my phone locked. My number one for this year is Dune.
I didn't see it, man. I keep hearing all this shit about it. I didn't see it.
You fucked up. You can't if you haven't seen it in the theater. You
gotta
see it in the fucking.
I'm assuming you watched it like IMAX or some shit.
We did. We saw it. I
figured
IMAX,
as much.
Like opening night, and it was. Well, it was crazy. We went and saw it, and apparently there's people that snuck into the theater and stole people's seats, and so because of that, the theater shut down like the whole movie, brought everyone out, and then sent us back in to reseat, and they were almost going to restart the whole movie. We were like 30 minutes into it at that point. Everybody was like, what the fuck? So we had to wait like 15 minutes in the middle of it and then go back in. Thankfully, they didn't fully restart it. We could just continue, but...
I'm assuming they found the people who stole seats.
I don't know if they did, honestly. Jesus. I think people were just complaining like, hey, some people stole my seats or this and that, and then they just pulled everybody out so they could send them back in and put them in their proper seats. But anyway...
That's insane.
Yeah, it
Jesus.
Sucks. But it's just... it's Denis Villeneuve is just fucking... He has never made a bad movie, ever. Prisoners... Enemy, fucking Arrival. Have you seen Arrival?
I haven't.
Okay.
Oh, wait, maybe? No. I
don't know. I don't know. Just Blade Runner 2049.
That's actually a really good movie.
He has never made a bad movie that I know of, and this is no fucking exception. In the cast, everybody that shows up on screen is like a big fucking actor. Zendaya, Timothy Chalamet, fucking Jason Momoa, fucking who else is in it? Oscar Isaac. I don't know. Just like and it was the first sci-fi movie I've seen in a long time that was like, oh, let's introduce you to like this new world that's not like Star Wars and isn't like this. And it's like usually it's kind of like, oh, I don't know if this is really working, but it felt so grounded and like it let you in like so easily, and you just felt like it was a believable universe basically, just off of one movie. It's so fucking good. And again, the experience of seeing it in a theater, especially in IMAX, the sound design and the soundtrack was unfucking believable, like shaking the room in the best way possible.
Yeah, I want to start watching movies on my speakers.
I mean, yeah, that's not bad either, honestly. As long as you have a good speaker setup, that's I think the most important thing about seeing movies like that is the sound.
Yeah.
That's why I say see it in the theater. Like that's the same way with Tenet. Seeing that in the theater is like it does not compare to watching it anywhere else. So unless you have like an insane speaker setup system that will fucking blow your ears off. But yeah, Dune is my number one. So I managed to keep it to all movies that came out this year.
Yeah, that's funny. All right, so we're gonna jump over to our
TV shows.
TV shows next,
which is
it's funny because
mostly not TV shows that came out this year for me.
Yeah, same.
Maybe I think one of these came out this year.
I think two of mine came out this year, but
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have honorable mentions again. A TV show Maniac. It was like a limited series on Netflix, again by Cary Joji Fukunaga, who did No Time to Die.
Yeah.
This is what he did before No Time to Die. and it's Jonah Hill and Emma Stone, and it is fucking great. I highly recommend it. That's first one I'll mention, and the second one is Arcane season 1.
Oh damn! I thought you were gonna put it on your list. Damn,
surprised me.
I put it on my list
so much. No, but when you hear my list, you'd be like, oh well, there's no way you could put it on there.
Nah, maybe we'll see.
It just compared to the other stuff that I put on there, but yeah, I was so surprised. I had a friend who told me, like, hey, if you haven't seen it, you should check it out. I was like, a League of Legends show, what the fuck?
That was my thought for the longest time.
She was recommending it to me, and I was like, why? Like, I was like, there must be something here. So I watched the first few episodes, and I was hooked. And it is just so well made.
Yeah.
It's
well,
great.
let's not deeply talk about it. It's on my list.
It's on your list?
It's on my list.
I thought you hadn't watched it yet. Or did you finish it?
Yeah, I finished it.
We have to do a video on it.
I finished it. No. It's too late. We can't.
It's not too late.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so, yeah, who's starting?
I literally finished it just right at the beginning of 2022, but I started in 2021.
Yeah.
So,
dude, it's so good. Okay, so number 5 for me, I'll just go ahead and start. Is Daredevil, because I watched all of Daredevil this year, and while season 2 is definitely the weakest, it still has like elements that are so fucking good. I don't think season 3 is one of the best seasons of television I've ever seen.
One of my favorite scenes in like all of cinema, like all television, is that one take. I love that one take
from 3
in the stair.
In the prison,
no, the one that they go down the staircase.
Oh, that's in season 2.
Yeah. That's one of my favorites. Like that's like one of the first one takes that I've watched, and I'm like, God damn! Like, and he's legit tired, and like, season. Oh, it's so good.
I think. I mean, personally, I think the prison breakout in season 3 is.
I can't really remember that one as much though,
dude,
but I can't remember as much.
It.
I have to rewatch it. We're not gonna rewatch it. No, I'm gonna rewatch season 3.
Well, yeah, it's just like a 10 or 11 minute straight one take of him getting to this prison with the help of like the other people. It's fucking. The
only reason I don't remember the season 3 of Daredevil, right, is because when I was watching it, when I first started watching it, they had announced the cancellation of it. Yeah. So I didn't pay as much attention because I was like, it doesn't matter. This literally is going to lead to nothing.
Yeah.
So.
So what's your number 5?
My number 5 is Loki.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's just, dude, I fucking love Tom Hiddleston.
Mm-hmm. He's great.
He's great as Loki. Yeah, there was definitely some plot holes in that shit. Them taking him from,
just the character kind of regressing, or not regressing,
progressing too fast,
progressing immediately.
That does suck, but it's still so enjoyable.
It was a really fun show.
Yeah,
I love the aesthetic of it.
That's exactly It's like, dude, it's nice, and like then people were talking about that theory that like each episode represents a stone, and like if you pay attention, like one of the Infinity Stones. If you pay attention, like one episode's very green, one episode's very purple, one episode's very, and like I was looking at it, and that shit holds up really nicely. Like
what would obviously that mean,
it's not. It doesn't mean anything. I'm saying, but it's just, but like the fact that theory kind of sort of holds up a little bit, I'm like, damn, because it's very true. But but I love that show, and then the introduction to, fuck, I can't remember his name right now.
Kang.
Yes, thank you. The range of emotions that he goes through in that one fucking scene is just phenomenal. Like, I really want to see what he's gonna do in the MCU. Like, I really want to see it. So.
Hopefully he's not just confined to Loki as a show.
But damn,
we'll see.
Yeah.
Number 4 for me is a Netflix show as well called Midnight Mass. I don't know if I told you about this.
I've never even heard of this. No, I've never even heard of this shit.
It is a horror show made by Mike Flanagan, who has done. It's kind of like he has this little mini trilogy of like horror series that he's done on Netflix. With this being the last one, which he did, Haunting of Hill House, which you might have seen on there at some point, and then The Haunting of Bly Manor, and then now Midnight Mass, which. Fucking like it just blew me away. I by the end of the last episode, I'm not ashamed to admit I was like fucking weeping.
Oh, like shit.
This is probably the most I've cried to anything maybe ever.
Damn.
And I don't know why. Like I connected like really closely with it and like the material and the characters, and the ending just kind of like really fucked me up. And I think it's just fantastic, especially if you like anything horror related. It's not like a full on horror show. A lot of it is very like a character study.
Is that like psychological?
No. I just mean like there's elements of like full on just like super creepy shit, and like when he does it, it is fucking terrifying. Like you're sitting in there shitting your pants, but it's kind of like it's not as like often as you would think for like a horror focused show.
Yeah.
But it's more of a character study than anything else about these people on this island, and. Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything about it. Just watch it if you haven't. It's so fucking good. It's only like 6 or 7 episodes, I think, like an hour each. And it's once you start, you won't want to stop. Yeah, go ahead with what's your number 4?
So I got into it this year, but Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh yeah.
I love that show.
It's so good.
Dude, I love the characters.
Can't wait for the movie.
Actually, one of my favorite, it's like one of the shows that I've watched for anime, and it's not the only show, but it's one of my favorite ones where like female representation is a big deal. Like they're not like My Hero Academia has a very big female problem where they're always like in need of the guys and they just never shine, bro. The girl in this show, like
MJ from the Spider-Man trilogy.
but like the females in the show are like badass and they get like their asses whooped and like they whoop just as much ass. Like it's fucking amazing and like just everything about the show. Like Gojo's an amazing character. Like yeah, I can't wait to see where this is gonna go.
And the movie, I look forward to the movie.
Definitely.
That should be very soon. So number 3. So yeah, the only
wait. Oh yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, but I guess it would be you next. Then you would go to 3. That's how we were doing it.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
So my 3 is Demon Slayer.
Yeah,
I got into this year.
Did that come out this year?
No. I think it came out.
Oh no, but you just watched it.
But I watched it this year.
Yeah, me too.
I kept putting it off because one of the things that I do is when a show comes out and the fan base starts acting overly fucking stupid over it, I'm just like, I don't want to watch it. But I was just like, fuck it, I'll watch it. And dude, I love it. I hate the people who are like, everybody just likes it because it's got beautiful animation. No, it's got good story. I like it a lot.
A lot of it is likable characters, I think.
Yeah, it is. Like, dude, I really like my favorite character obviously is Inosuke because I got the fucking tattoo.
Yeah.
But I still really like. Dude, I just like
everybody.
Most of the characters. Yeah, they're all likable.
To dislike, really.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
It's great. I haven't caught up on season 2 right now yet, and I know you haven't either. But
no, and I'm waiting.
We'll get there.
I'm waiting.
Maybe we'll just do like an overarching discussion of season 2.
We probably could do that. Yeah.
I think since we've already kind of missed the window for the first, we could probably just watch the whole season and then do a video over the whole thing.
Yeah, that's more or less what I was planning on doing. Anyways,
I think that could be fun. My number 3. So yeah, the only one on my list that came out this year is Midnight Mass. Everything else is old, mostly. Not old. Mindhunter is my third one. It's not old, but I did watch it this year, and again, dude, I think this year I've seen more incredible television than I have movies.
Yeah, because it's easier to do that than it is
I
to
guess
do a
so.
movie.
But I think this year I've watched more TV than I have in like my life. Like for a long time, I was a movies.
It's funny
person.
because we still call it TV, right? But like you're not really watching it on TV anymore. You know what
well,
I mean?
you're watching it on
it's
a
streaming
television
service. Yeah, but I'm saying like
I guess you're right.
Like it's funny, like TV's slowly dying, dude.
Oh,
like,
it's already dead.
Yeah, I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
so Mindhunter. It's David Fincher, and it's basically just about. It's based off of a real guy who I don't remember the time period. It might be like the 70s or something like that. He was the person to start the. It's been a minute since I watched the show. I watched it earlier this year, but he started the Behavioral Science Unit, the BSU at like the FBI, which is basically the people that study and try to figure out what goes into the psychology of like serial killers and psychopaths and these people and try to study them and learn how they think and why they think and what they do so that they can then, kind of predict their patterns and catch these people basically. And so the show is him creating this unit, essentially, or the creation of the unit, because he starts to go and interview these like serial killers and people to start to like take them apart piece by piece and figure out what makes them tick.
Yeah.
So he's interviewing like Charles Manson, fucking, what's the other guy called? What's the guy called that damn it, what's he called? Like the dog? Fuck, I can't remember what he's called. No. Anyway, just a bunch of really famous,
well known.
Like serial killers and horrible fucking people, and the performances and the writing in the show is, you cannot look away from it ever. It's so fucking interesting, the people that they're talking to and the way that they do the performances. They're just talking about, all this disgusting, horrible shit that they did, and he has to sit there and interview them. It's just such a good fucking show. And unfortunately it's like on indefinite hiatus right now, so hasn't been a season 3 yet. Hopefully one day David Fincher will come back and finish it, because it's honestly one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I actually heard of it.
It has a slow start, so you kind of have to, the first 2 episodes or so, you need to really like buckle down and watch it. It might not, you might at first watch it, you might be like, I don't know about this or whatever, but as soon as you get to the point where he goes in and starts interviewing Edmund Kemper, which is it just takes off and it just doesn't fucking stop from there. It's unbelievable. So yeah, what's your? I guess I do my number 2.
Yep, your number 2.
So my number 2, and really my number 2, my number 1. It's kind of hard to I think my number 1 I like a little bit better. I do. I think it is. Yeah, I think it is better than my number 2, which is crazy. A lot of people might think I'm crazy for saying this. My number 2 is Breaking Bad, which I watched for the first time this year.
I almost put it on
so
my list.
Now you see why. I couldn't put fucking Arcane on here because this is a powerhouse. But yeah.
Damn, I was so close to putting Breaking Bad on my list.
Did you watch it this year?
No, I did. I started to rewatch it, but I never watched it before, so that's why I didn't want to put it.
But it's my first time ever seeing it, and
I thought you had. Oh no, you hadn't. You hadn't.
I had never seen it, and I didn't even know anything about it, which is crazy.
Yeah,
the odds of me not finding out any spoilers about Breaking Bad in all this time. So I got to experience it purely, like a pure first experience, and it was fucking incredible.
I didn't watch it.
I've never seen anything like it.
I shit you not, I didn't watch the show until a year, or maybe 2 years after it finished. It took me a while before I watched it because, again, that's one of those shows when it was first coming out, the fan base was like, get the fuck away from me. I can't, bro. When they over gush to the point where
they're not wrong though. I mean,
don't get me wrong.
I've never seen a show where you could say you could fucking get on your knees and suck Vince Gilligan's dick, and I'd be like, yeah, he should. He deserves it, honestly, for creating the show.
No, the show's amazing, and I haven't finished watching it because when I started getting into it, I don't know what the hell happened, but the second season wasn't coming out. But Better Call Saul, yeah, I wanted to watch it so bad. I watched the first season. I was like, oh, this is so good, and it I don't know if it was.
They took a lot of time to get between the seasons.
Yeah, and I'm just like, fuck.
We're still waiting on the last season now. Yeah. Which should come out sometime this year. But yeah, Breaking Bad is just obviously one of the best shows ever made. Maybe the best television show ever made. I would not argue with you.
Well, actually, Game of Thrones.
Oh God, I wouldn't argue with you though. It's unbelievable. I don't really. Let's just move on because I could talk about it for fucking hours.
No, it's great. And what's his name? Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston, Aaron Paul.
Yeah, but I'm saying he wasn't known for doing acting like this.
Yeah,
so it blew. Dude.
Yeah, that's what propelled him. And it's fucking crazy. Okay, so what's your number 2?
Arcane.
Yeah. It's so good.
It's so good. I love the animation. I just love everything about it. We're not going to get deeply into it. We're just going to skip past it because
I think the best thing about it is that you do not need to know anything about League of Legends to enjoy that show.
Yep.
It's just a show that stands purely on its own. And if you have seen or you do know anything about League of Legends, there's you'd be like, oh, there's that and that's that.
Yeah.
And that's that.
So you know what's funny?
Need to know it.
You know what's funny? I was like, I played League way back in the past, right? Mm-hmm. And so I was like, you know what? Let me give League another try, right? I played one match, toxic ass people. I said, deuces, bro. I'm never touching that shit again. It's still just as toxic as it was when I played it before. Fuck out of here.
But it's a show that stands on its own. They focused first and foremost on making a good show and not making a good tie-in show.
Yeah,
they made a good show.
Amazing show, actually. Yeah, it's really good.
I loved it,
dude. And let me tell you something right now.
I was really surprised by it.
Something that was a big deal to me because you don't see it a lot is 45-minute long animated shows. That's not usually
and I think it was important. I think it was so good. So now you're number 1.
So after 10 plus years, dude, it took me forever to watch this show.
Okay, I don't know,
but I got into it this year.
Naruto?
No, and I'm loving it, even though it has pacing issues, even though it spends the first 6 or 7 minutes recapping the last episode. But fucking One Piece.
Oh, yeah.
One Piece, dude.
One Piece.
I have, oh my God, bro. Yeah. I understand now the hype and why the One Piece people are always like, watch One Piece. And I was always one of those people who was like, no, I'm good. I'm never going to catch up. Now I'm 600 episodes deep. And I'm like, I can't stop watching it. Even if there are, I will admit, it's hard to get into because the pacing on it is fucking horrendous. My God. I just got past the Fishman arc and I fuck off. And then like I said, it spends way too long recapping. Sometimes I'm just sitting there and it recaps dude, 7 minutes of the fucking episode is spent on a recap. Yeah. And I'm just like, dude, get over it.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's so good. So good. Anyways, go ahead. You're number 1.
Oh, okay. My number 1 is Better Call Saul, which I also watched this year, right after Breaking Bad. And I don't know. I don't know if it's a controversial opinion to say that it's better than Breaking Bad. Probably, but I think it's marginally just slightly better.
Well, it's very well written. I remember the first season, dude. I fucking loved the first season.
It's unbelievable.
And I'm just like, and I was waiting
ridiculous.
for the second season and waiting, and I literally would look it up, and there was no news on it. And I'm like, did they cancel the show?
You got to catch up when season 6 comes out, so when we can like talk about it or something. Because
but I want to catch up to it, but I don't know, like, dude, it fucking how long it took to turn me off. Dude.
Every single season that came out, or every single season, I feel like just got better and better and better, and just like. I don't even know why. Like, it's just so fucking interesting. They're not even. It's not like Breaking Bad where they're like running around shooting people and blowing things up and dealing meth. It's just it's lawyers.
Yeah.
And these characters that it's just so fucking.
It's because it's well written. It's very well written.
I just can't even comprehend how they've like pulled it off to be as good as it is. And yeah, props to them for fucking nailing it because it's incredible. And yeah, that's my number one.
Nice.
So now I guess video games then.
Yeah, I don't know how my list is gonna be for video games, but we'll see. I can't even fucking remember.
Oh shit! I didn't even order. No, I did order them. Maybe. Oh, whatever. I'll figure it out as I go.
Okay.
Yeah, my list kind of sucks because I have 2 with question marks behind them because I didn't really play like that many like new games this year or even games in general like that I finished and like played fully. So you go ahead.
So this is slightly controversial for my number 5, but for my number 5 game, I put Back 4 Blood.
Okay.
It's not phenomenal. It's not.
Oh, you sound really excited to talk about this one.
Yeah, but it's whatever. It's fun. It's like when you're playing with friends. It's fun.
I played the beta or whatever.
Yeah, like when you're playing with friends, it's great. Really but there's so many things.
Smooth gunplay.
Yeah, but the things that they fucked up on is like if you play single player in the beginning, like. They fixed it, but like when it first came out, it's like if you try to play single player, no progression. Like there was so much bullshit that came out that kind of ruined it, and the player base kind of dropped off. But for the time that I played it, I enjoyed this shit out of it this year. Like I really did.
That's good.
But you know they could have done better. But and there's probably better games that I could have put on this list, but I didn't play enough games this year. Like I tried to stick.
Yeah.
Like I could have put Apex on there, but I've been playing Apex for years. I didn't just play it in 2021. You know what I mean?
Right.
Same with Rainbow Six Siege. Like, so I was trying to make sure that this list was new stuff that I played. Mm-hmm. But anyways, go ahead.
I guess I'll put. See, like I have I have 5, but like one of them is like. I don't know. Like this is like I enjoyed the game, but I don't know. I'll just go ahead and say it because otherwise I would only have 4. Number 5 would be Operation Tango.
I'm actually playing that with Rachel.
Are you?
Yeah.
It's really fun. I played it with a friend of mine, and I just had like a really good fucking time with it. It's a really great co-op game. But it was just kind of like, I was like struggling for things to think of. Like, it's not really, a masterpiece or anything. It's just a really fun game.
It's a fun little co-op experience. I think they're called like asymmetrical. Is that what they're called? Maybe. Asymmetrical like co-op games. I think that's what they're called. Where basically you're on one screen, I'm on one screen, and we have to communicate with each other. And like
you can't see
it's
what the
super
other person's
important.
saying.
Yeah. It's fun. I know exactly what it is. And it's good.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. One's a spy. One's a spy that's out on the field, and the other person's the hacker that's helping the spy get through the mission.
Yeah, like you get the headset on.
Yeah,
you're like, go here. I'll unlock this for you.
Yeah.
Like that type of shit. It's really fun. I wish there's more content for it as well because it's pretty brief.
It's very brief. I bought it on sale for like $6.
Yeah. So okay, what's your number 5? Wait,
no,
never mind. What's my number 4?
4?
My number 4 will be. My opinion kind of changed on this a little bit, but I don't really have anything else to put on the list, so I'll go ahead and say Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, which is maybe a weird pick, but I thought that it was. I think the biggest thing about it is that this series of games.
Don't spoil too much. I haven't played it.
I'm not going to spoil anything, but like the biggest thing about it is like this series of games. Has just kind of it consistently has like a really like a heart to it that I feel every time I play them. Like even though now the creator isn't directly fully involved in these things anymore, I still feel like there's a lot of care and like they really care about connecting all these things. And obviously the overarching storyline that's massive. That's the reason everybody likes them to begin with.
Well, this one doesn't have to do with the base storyline because, I mean, yes and no. Like from what I heard, it's set in a separate universe. Where
no,
okay, all right.
No, it does. I mean,
where it
directly connects to the VR game, which I think was connected to the story, but it is almost like it's connected to the original story, but it's like to a point where like you could say like you just like headcanon and be like, no, these are separate things. So you can't like they definitely jump off of each other, but like starting from the VR game to this, like you could just kind of keep those separate from the regular ones and not really notice. But they are connected, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, it was very ambitious, and like the fact that we got a Five Nights at Freddy's like official like free roam first person game. You remember how like that was always like fan made game, like that was the thing that everyone was like, oh, what if we got this? They actually did it. It was very buggy, didn't run too well, but like it wasn't enough that I was like, fuck this, I can't play this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just felt like, yeah, maybe they had to rush it out. They're probably forced to rush it out for one reason or another. But I think they did a really good job with it. And my only issue with it is I didn't really like the fact that there's multiple endings. I really don't like that in games unless it's like this or this. You know what I mean? Like one choice or one choice. And either like Mass Effect, where like it will carry over if they do another one, that type of thing. If it's not, I always hate the shit where they're like, well, this one is the canon ending and all the other ones aren't. Like I fucking hate that. I like just to commit to one.
Commit to one ending, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and the ending I got was just like I was just like, what the fuck? The game's over? What? I didn't realize that was lame.
That's funny.
But then I saw some of the other ones. There's some other interesting ones, but it's just like I would have preferred they stuck to one particular ending. But yeah, we'll put that at my number 4. So what's your number 4?
So my number 4 is a game called Gunfire Reborn.
Oh yeah, that's the like airships.
No. It's a roguelite where what you do is you can literally beat it in a couple of hours, but every level is randomly generated. You get randomized loot. And they have like a bunch of different characters. One's like a rat. What is it? One's like a mouse.
Okay.
Not a mouse. One's like a cat. Then there's like a turtle. There's a dog. They all have their own kind of sort of abilities, and you can build them with certain things. Like everybody has like their own like set that you can try to build them towards, but everything's randomly generated. So you could either try and grind it out, and with shitty fucking RNG stuff that you picked up, or you can restart. And hopefully you get like the best build, and like by the end of like the whole thing, it's a very good indie game. That's all I'll say. Like it's fucking amazing. It's only $15.
Really great, yeah.
It's only $15.
I definitely heard the name.
It's so damn good. Like it's so good. It's worth a play. Trust me. It's really well.
Yeah,
really
I do like roguelikes like that, especially when they're really well made. Like Hades. Have you played Hades?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, great. That's really good shit. So now what's your number 3?
All right, it's so fucked, but because it's also gonna be it's in my 2021, but I have a feeling it's also gonna be in my 2022. But specifically for the Nintendo Switch, Monster Hunter Rise.
Okay.
So Monster Hunter Rise.
Why specifically for the Switch?
Because it only came out in the Switch for 2021.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So
you're cheating.
For 2021, I fucking dude, I played hours and hours and hours. I think I put like 40 hours into it. I technically beat the main campaign on that, and then I kind of stopped playing it because they announced it on PC. I can tell you right now, it's going to be on my 2022 list. Spoiler alert, but because it runs way better on PC.
Yeah.
Obviously, Switch is very, very, limited.
Toned down.
But like, I fucking loved it. I spent so much time playing it, dude, and it's one of the only games that I can play with a bunch of randoms and still enjoy the shit out of it. And yeah, so it's my number 3, and I'm fucking in love with it. And you literally saw I was playing it.
Yeah. You were playing it when I came in here before the recording.
I love it, dude.
Oh shit. I haven't played really. The only Monster Hunter I've really played. I played a little bit of World.
Yeah, World.
I would play the demos on 3DS. That was like because when I had no money, I was like, I need something to play. Give me the demo.
It has come a long way since that.
I don't know. I think I remember like thinking that the DS versions of the games were actually really fucking good.
Oh, they're very well made.
You could even play the demos like online with other people, and I had a great time with it.
No, they're great. They're great. But I'm saying they've come a long way control-wise. They've come a very long way.
So number 3 for me is again, this is kind of like a. I'll just throw it on there because like I've played it before and I didn't even finish it the second time. But Red Dead 2, I was replaying through. I didn't finish it still, so this isn't really. I don't have anything to talk about.
You've definitely been watching more than playing this year.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Red Dead 2. It's pretty good. I think the first time I played it, I was like, that was pretty good, and then it just was pissing me off because I kept seeing these TikToks of people being like, Red Dead Redemption 2 is the greatest game ever made. Greatest game ever made. Dude, Arthur Morgan is the greatest protagonist ever, and all this stuff. And I was like, what? I was starting to like get gaslit by these fucking TikToks where I was like, wait, am I crazy? Wait, what? Was he? And then I was like, okay, I need to go back and replay this again fully and like refresh my mind and be like, maybe I was crazy. So I played through most of it. Maybe like half of it, not most of it, but like half of it. And I did enjoy it a hell of a lot more somehow than the first time I played it because I had more of a I let myself explore a little bit more rather than focus on the story. And I found so much shit that I never even fucking did in the game. Like, I don't know if you remember this, but there's like side quests where like...
Yeah, with strangers and stuff.
Yeah, where like you'd be like, oh, find these fossils and find, this shit. I'd never fucking seen it the whole first playthrough. I was like, what?
You probably were speeding through the story.
I mean, I wasn't even trying to speed through it. I just didn't do like... In this instance, what I made sure to do was I was like... Sometimes when I've done a few missions, I'll just be like, I'm just going to pick a direction and ride and just see what I see. I never did that before. I would be like, oh, let me check over here. That looks like a cool place on the map. But I never just did like, let me just go in a direction and see what I find.
Yeah.
And I found so much cool shit, and I enjoyed it a hell of a lot more. That being said, it's not the greatest game ever made. Arthur Morgan is not that great of a protagonist. He's good. Don't get me wrong. I really like him a lot, but he's not like... I've seen people saying like, this game is like... destroys The Last of Us and The Last of Us 2 and all these other things. It's like, no.
So here's my problem, right? Like, I don't know if you've seen, because I don't know if you see what I'm playing or not, but I was playing Red Dead 2 online for a very long time.
I saw you play it a couple times.
Yeah, my group and I, we've been playing it like a lot. But hashtag save Red Dead Online. That's actually a thing. I don't know if you know that or not.
I think I saw it.
It was trending for a while, and it's true. Like, dude, the Red Dead Online is garbage. It's lacking content.
It has
it's
never
lacking
been good.
so
From
much
day one,
shit,
I remember
bro.
playing it,
Yeah,
and it was
it's
trash.
lacking everything. Okay, so because of that, we went and jumped over to GTA. We're having way more fun with it.
Yeah, because it's not... they tried to make it GTA.
No, that's the thing. They didn't try to make a GTA. Like,
well, they
GTA,
didn't go far enough is what I mean. The appeal of playing Red Dead Redemption Online would be like being a fucking cowboy online and robbing banks and doing this shit.
Yeah, and no, we don't have any of that.
When I played it when it came out, you couldn't do jack
none of that.
shit.
No, none of that.
And like, it's not even like real. You don't get the same
sense of realism. And for those people who are like, well, you got to own the licenses. Yeah, fucking spoiler alert. We own the licenses and we do the legendary bounty hunts and we do all that shit. It's still not good.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Yeah, let's move
Anyways,
on.
Let's move on.
Fuck that shit.
Number 2 for you.
Oh, yeah? Do I go straight to it? Yeah. Resident Evil Village, which did come out this year. I almost forgot about it. I fucking love this game. I was even just recently like watching some videos about 7 in Village. And just, I fucking love
That's one of my honorable mentions, by the way. Literally, it would be like number 6.
Yeah. That is, I was just, I don't know. I had such a good ass fucking time with this game and 7. But I think I like Village slightly more than 7. Because
I liked it a little bit more. Yeah.
It has some weird. It's definitely got a weird tone and stuff, but it plays a lot better. It brought back a lot of stuff like what the fuck did it bring back that wasn't in 7? Shit.
I mean, it brought more. In my opinion, it was like 8 is like the 4 of the Resident Evil games. But I mean, I don't know. It's just, to me, it was just more. It was a very good blend of like horror, but like and action.
Yeah.
Except towards the end, it became very heavy action, and that kind of kills me a little bit. But I mean, for the most part, that's why I didn't make my list, by the way, is because like towards the ending. Don't get me wrong, I love that Chris Redfield was in it, even if his model's a little weird. I do regret not fucking getting his goddamn statue when we had a chance,
because he does look good.
He does look good. It's just a little weird. Something about his face.
It's
but when you play his part, it's like it's literally just action. Like there's nothing horror about that whatsoever. And I'm just like, it was cool. But at that point,
you're already doing a bunch of crazy shit anyway, even as Ethan. So,
but that's what I'm saying. The pacing towards the end is like it really takes off. You're just like trying to be like.
I just don't know what direction they're going in with the next one. I hope it's not like.
I hope it's not full action. Yeah. Like no, I really hope not either.
But I just thought it was fucking great, gorgeous visuals, really interesting story and like concept and crazy out there shit, and they just like went for it. I think it worked really well.
No, I agree. It's really good.
What you got? Number 2?
For my number 2 is a game called Disco Elysium. I don't think it came out this year. I think it came out last year.
I think it is.
I don't know. It's like a modernized D&D. I don't know how to explain this game.
No, there's not what I think.
No, but like, dude, in this game, like, just right from the beginning, right when I started, you have to think of how you want your character to make, like, how you want to make your character.
Yeah.
Because you can make him like this strong, like real strong but dumb type of character.
Yeah.
But then, like, you're going to miss out on some dialogue and or options that will do something. So then you, like, think, like, fuck, if I do this, yeah, sure, I can brute force some stuff, but now I can't, like, think. And it's funny because I started 2 new games. I got pretty far into one, died in a very fucking funny way because I was trying to run away from a guy that I owed money to, and I tripped and fell into this girl with a wheelchair and basically killed myself because I was at 1 HP and I took 1 damage.
Is this
and
literally
died.
like a text-based
No,
game?
it's not text-based. There's actual like actions. You move around and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. But there's like it is heavily text-based, but you still see everything happening. And then the second playthrough I was playing, I decided to make a more slightly smarter character, and it helped me with way more shit. Like you can make a character who can see better stuff, so he notices little things here and there. You can make like, dude, it's really
awesome.
cool. Yeah,
it really does sound cool. I'm actually intrigued the way you describe it.
But yeah, I definitely suggest like looking into that game if you enjoy those kind of games. It's fucking amazing.
So I just realized actually I'm gonna change my mind. Well, actually, no. You got to do your number 1 first. So
okay, all right. So so my number 1 is not even a finished game. It's an early access game, but I was in love with it, and I'm dying for more fucking content. But there's a game that came out recently. It's called Ready or Not. And it's basically what I wanted Siege to be in terms of PvE. And it's like your SWATs. No, PvE.
I know, that's what I said.
Yeah, no, sorry. I thought you said PvP again.
No.
But no, it's like, dude, you go into a building with your team. You have buttons where you can tell people to get down, and you can arrest them. You can try to be like real police officers where you're not supposed to kill everybody. Like you get better points for making people live. Yeah, it's 4 people. And like, so you want to go in there. It's still very broken. It's still very buggy, but the baseline work that they've put into it is like, holy fuck, this has so much potential. But like, yeah, man, you can go in. And like what I use is a beanbag shotgun, a pistol just in case things get violent to the point where I need to kill somebody, like flashbangs and C4s so I can blow up the doors open that are locked. But I go in, if they don't comply when I tell them get down,
beanbag them.
I beanbag them, and then if they don't comply again, beanbag them in, and then usually they go down by the second beanbag. You can still kill them with a beanbag if you shoot them too much. I did it to somebody, but like. The way, like, I love that. It's like you don't have to be an asshole. You can just go in and be like, hey, put your gun down. If you catch them by surprisingly, they'll be like, oh, okay, and they'll put their gun down.
Yeah.
And like, it's so good. But it's great.
I've seen a few videos on it. It looks really, really cool.
Yeah.
I think, like you said, a lot of
potential. Plus, I just want to throw this out there. I was playing with a group, and one of my friends got really, really, really high, and he was playing it, and so when you look at your team sometimes, or like if you guys split up and you don't communicate, hey, I'm coming down this hallway, and he's coming down the same hallway, and like you can shoot each other, and there's very much so friendly fire. And so we were playing, and one of my friends turned the corner, and all of a sudden on my screen he just went bop, and he just fell backwards. And I was like, what happened? He's like, and all of a sudden I hear, oh shit, I'm so sorry, because my friend was so high. He shot his own teammate, dude. It was amazing. It was so good.
Yeah, that's fun. But I was gonna say I actually kind of fucked up here. I'm gonna say Resident Evil Village is actually gonna be my number 1.
Oh, okay.
Because I forgot to order these, but Resident Evil Village would be my number 1, and then my number 2 is Guardians of the Galaxy.
Man, I couldn't make it on the list. Like I loved it.
It really surprised me.
It did definitely surprise me. It's just for me, it didn't make the list because I think I played way more games than you did. Anyways.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I had to struggle to get.
Yeah, you did. You just didn't struggle. It's just my only problem with Guardians. It's like it had a lot of like bugs. Out the gate. Like
I think you played it on PC.
Yeah.
I didn't.
It was optimized for the most
part. Frame issues
part.
for me, but bugs not as much.
No, I definitely got bugged a lot.
But
I T-posed at one point in the middle of a fight. I froze. And I had to restart the whole fight. Like
my experience, like what I remember of it though, is just all good. It was just the story was honestly phenomenal. They managed to pull off the characters and not having them be the MCU versions. Like did their own thing.
Yep.
And
that's the one thing. By the way, is the story is. So good.
Really, really good. And I'm really excited to see what they do with it next. I thought it was really, really good. That's my number 2, though. Number 1 will be Village, because I really love Village. So that's it. That's our 2021 wrap-up. That's too bad. I mean, we talked a little bit more than we expected to. Like 2 hours? No, it's an hour. Yeah, but we managed to keep it under an hour. Wait, really? Was it 2 hours? No, we managed to keep it under an hour, so that's nice. So you wanted to talk about something, I think, for the end of this video. About in terms of this coming year.
Oh, yes. So I wanted to bring up, like, some of our goals for this year, what we want to do. Like, we're trying to figure out a good way to, like, get, like, people coming in. By the way, you should probably cut this part for TikTok specifically, like what I'm about to say. Like, hopefully we'll keep it under like a minute to 3 minutes brief. But I'm trying to figure out like what's a good way to bring people in. Like our goals, what I want to do is obviously build a channel up.
Of course.
I want people to suggest stuff. I want people to help us out. You know, tell us what we're doing wrong, what we're doing right.
Really like my main thing I'd like is to have just enough people like
to discuss stuff.
Yeah,
we have a Discord, but until we get a following, I'm not going to start inviting.
I don't think we should do it until we get like
that's what I'm saying.
20, 30 people minimum, I think.
Yeah.
But I think that I just would like to be able to say, like, you know, do some polls and stuff. Like, what videos do you want to see next?
Yeah, that's what I want the crowd. It would help
a lot, and it would be really fun.
I want the viewers to drive us towards content. You know what I'm saying?
I think it would
that's
be,
what I want to do
just
as
want
well.
to interact with other people.
That's exactly what I look forward to, is interacting with people, having, like, smart discussions. Or, hell, I want people to argue with us, like, well, you know, not rudely, obviously, but I want people to be like, you know, from my point of view, like, that's what I want. So
I want to create a respectful
like
channel community that will not be like, fuck you. Actually, Red Dead 2 is the best game ever made. I want to be like, well, actually, I think that because I also have tuberculosis, I related to Arthur Morgan a lot, you know?
But you know, it's like, and the thing with Red Dead is, like, just saying as an example, is like, you know, somebody in the comments could be like, oh, well, my Arthur Morgan was different because I made this decision and I ran to this stranger because, dude, so many people.
I mean, I think, I just disagree. I don't think that, like, I don't mind if you think that it's obviously a phenomenally well-made game that a lot of heart and soul was put into. So if it's your favorite game ever made,
get fucked.
No, I'm just kidding. Go fuck yourself. Get off the channel. But no. It was good.
I mean, honestly, for this year, I definitely want to build the channel up as much as we can. So, I mean, please, like, follow.
We're gonna have, like, we're gonna try and keep consistent weekly.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this year we got slowed down because I got injured, so we had to take a break. But
we'll be back in the saddle. We got a lot of stuff coming.
Yes. So please follow us and
follow, subscribe, like this, and just we got. I'll have the socials at the end of the video. Twitter, TikTok. Just check it all out, and we'll see you guys later.